A Royal Navy plane crashed yesterday in Thailand in the far south. The Fokker F-27 reported to ground control that landing gear was jammed and wouldn't drop down. Fire and medics teams were lined up on the small runway, but the pilot valiantly landed, skidding along the runway but without any injuries to crew or passengers. En route from Utapao, the plane was recovered by techs and will be investigated for the cause. 5 new COVID cases reported yesterday, as usual, all in quarantine after arriving here. An American, an Indian and 3 Thai students returning from Egypt. This on the same day that 6 previous COVID sufferers were released after full recovery. 3 more illegal Chinese nationals have been nabbed. They too had crossed into Thailand over fields and country tracks, avoiding immigration. Members of the public reported them as suspicious, and a visit to a home in the capital found the men attempting to escape. They were detained and discovered to be working on porn and gambling sites. Water authorities are praying for rain. This as despite being mid-monsoon season, the rainfall hasn't been that heavy. Result? Well, dams such as the Vajiralongkorn in Kanchanaburi is only at 43% of its capacity, and unless we get a lot more of the wet stuff, the dry season next year could be even bleaker than that of 2020. With many reservoirs starting the rainy season almost at rock bottom, the need for rain is great. And even here in Pattaya, reservoirs are still only just above the mud. August through to October are usually the heaviest of monsoon times, and it's hoped that that will see levels rise. Meanwhile at home and in Pattaya, celebrations yesterday for Mother's Day were held around the city as well as in schools and homes. Today sees government offices reopen after the one-day break, enough perhaps to dissuade all but those who must from visiting any, including immigration, as queues will be very long. Late-night opening for entertainment venues in the city isn't on the cards. That's seeing them all legally obliged to close at midnight. Some appear to defy the law. However, regulations are in place for all and are expected to remain so, at least until the end of the emergency decrees. Those out for a night of fun are, we're told, starting earlier and setting a trend that hasn't been seen before. And with many businesses devoid of customers anyway, the closing times perhaps help them cut overheads slightly. And last week we advised to take extra care in the waters, as shoals of box jellyfishes were spotted out in the bay and close to Rayong too. Now firmly in our bay and often close to the shoreline, the jellyfish stings aren't to be ignored as they can do serious damage. Marked-off swim areas seem to be the safest bet, and lifeguards are being trained to offer initial emergency treatment, which in most cases is vinegar. If you do get stung, seek help. But with the seas as rough as they are, it's better to keep to the pools for now anyway. And with the reminder, mitts, masks and meters. Wash your hands, wear a mask and keep social distancing. And the Met Office promising a slightly cooler day. Highs of 29, the real feel of 34, dropping down to 27 and the chance of rain at any time. That is the local and national news from Fab FM. For videos and of course to keep up with Fabulous Pattaya, visit alwayspattaya.com.